On this week's episode of Everything Under the Sun,
It was going around. It was like ladies that are like younger, like dating and stuff, that are trying to get serious, and they're either breaking off with guys after a couple dates, or they don't really just hit it off because they're not, quote unquote, have husband energy. So I guess they're looking for a serious husband or a serious partner to be a husband. And I was just curious, what is your definition if you were in those single lady shoes?
and I finally finished my first book. And I said, I finished it. I read my first book. And Dakota's like, you mean you listened to it?
The reason Katie doesn't compliment me on basically anything is because she thinks it's going to go straight to my head.
No, that's not true.
Oh, so you just joke about the whole time? Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another week of Everything Under the Sun. I am Dakota. This is my beautiful wife, Katie. And thanks for spending some more time with us. We're so grateful to have you back and spend some time with us. Are you ready to get this thing started?
Yes.
All right.
Have so many things to talk about.
So many.
So much drama.
So much drama?
I'm just kidding.
Here you go again on your little just wild goose chase that you be putting us on. You do have the icebreaker this week, so if you would be more than happy to get that kicked off for everybody.
I have a joke.
This will be exciting. Let's hear this one.
Okay, it's really funny.
You know when you say that, right? You set the bar already like this high. So.
Okay, anyways. What did the fisherman say to the magician?
When the fisherman say to the magician. I don't know.
Pick a card, any card. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very funny.
I have another one.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What does a spider with 10 eyes say? I think I messed that one up.
Do you want to restart, or you want to just...
No, I want you to just... Oh, never mind. This is what it is. What do you call a spider with 10 eyes?
What?
A spider.
Alright. I don't know if that went right over... Oh, and I...
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
that one did go over my head for a second. Hey, good stuff, man. Hey, you really went to your bag on that one. I appreciate it. Hopefully y'all got a great laugh out of that one. Get everything loosened up.
Well, yeah, the other night Dakota's like, what do you want to talk about? You have to do the icebreaker this weekend. And I was like, I don't know. And so I was just scrolling on TikTok, and Dakota's getting pissed at me per usual because he thinks I'm just getting distracted over there.
You do.
But no, I was like, coming up, I was like thinking of all the things, like trying to see, ooh, this would be so fun to talk about, or like what is the trend right now? And then I stumbled upon this joke, and it was just funny. So I was like,
You're like, you had to do it.
this is perfect.
Great material.
This is
This is some in-depth,
perfect.
deep dive conversation. Really get the brain going.
Yeah.
Have everyone thinking about that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will be just like laying in bed at night like, wow. Katie did it again.
Well, all I know is that if you use my jokes,
Your jokes? Oh, you made those jokes?
well,
You're recycling
I'm
someone else's
recycling.
joke.
But if you use my jokes out in public, just on the streets, talking to people randomly,
Yeah, just fucking dropping jokes on folks.
make sure you tag me. I want to see it.
Yeah, so if you use it out in public, video it, tag Katie, so that we can keep recycling these jokes and, yeah, getting some great feedback from all y'all. Hopefully they really land home like they did today. Because you swung for the fences on that one.
Wow.
With all that being said...
You really know how to make a woman feel good about herself.
Well, like I said, when you're like, this is really funny. Like, you know, when someone says that, you're like already like somewhat skeptical. You're like, man, I really hope this is super funny.
I don't think that.
You don't think that?
No. If someone says, oh my God, this is so funny, I'm like, maybe to you.
So you kind of do. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But no, I'm not setting the bar, like, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. But like, I would say that was really funny to you, but not really funny to me. You know?
There's no getting around you, I guess. I mean, you just got it all laid out.
Yeah.
Anyways, I saw this trend, speaking about trends on social media and stuff like that, things for us to talk about. And it was going around, it was like ladies that are like younger, like dating and stuff, that are trying to get serious, and they're either breaking off with guys after a couple dates, or they don't really just hit it off because they're not, quote unquote, have husband energy. So I guess they're looking for a serious husband, or a serious partner to be a husband. And I was just curious, what is your definition if you were in those single lady shoes? You weren't this old cougar anymore. You had a little more youth on you.
Bye-bye.
And you're still in the dating pool. What would be your husband energy? I mean, you can basically just describe me if you want.
I'm going to describe my perfect husband.
Oh, great. Anyways, but yeah, I was just curious what like your definition of that would be, or whatever the case is. It's like a few like core principles, core values, I guess.
Core values? I don't know. I don't like it when you put me on the spot. I'm just trying to think of like what, if I'm dating, what I look for. What did I look for in you?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
Maybe it would say having
Feel free to say anything.
I don't know. I really don't
Are
know
you
what
like,
husband
he's got to
energy
be,
is.
he's got to have like a solid career? Is he, I don't know, does he want me to be like a housewife, or does he want me to have a career? Is he a handyman?
Well, so yeah,
just like certain qualities
okay.
that you'd be looking for to make it like like you're like, okay, this is definitely someone I could see myself marrying, not just like a guy I would date or hook up with.
Yeah.
Like those kind of values.
Yeah. I like somebody that does have a career.
Okay.
Not necessarily a career, but just something that they enjoy doing.
Okay. Or more like work ethic.
Yeah.
You'd say?
Yeah.
Okay.
A work ethic.
Could see that.
Maybe somebody, I don't want you to party every weekend,
Yeah, I don't think those guys are in the position for serious relationships either. They're still getting down, every other weekend or something like
You
that.
never know.
I mean, most of our friends that are married aren't, going out all the time, even the ones that don't have kids. So
Yeah. Someone that they have their own place and they keep up with it. Like it looks nice, like tidy.
Okay.
It's not nasty.
Good hygiene.
Yes, good hygiene. Cleans the toilet, does the dishes.
Okay.
Has a front doormat.
Okay. Has a wreath.
Has a wreath.
Has a wreath.
Yeah, just things like that.
For the longest time, I didn't know that they were called wreaths.
You thought it was a reef?
A reef. Yeah, like an ocean reef.
Yeah.
And you never failed to stop me and correct me every single time I said that. But
well, that's my favorite thing to do.
that is true. Any small opportunity you can get to kind of just put me in my spot real quick, you're like on top of it. So
what did you just say?
Excuse me? Reef? Wow.
What did you
Sheltered
say?
much? No. Anywho. So nice and tidy, good work ethic, and it's not some fuckboy getting out there down and nasty on the dance floors every other weekend.
Got a nice pair of shoes on. A nice sneaker or boots. I don't want to see.
So if he approaches you in like some loafers or something, you're like,
yeah, if he's dressed nice, like just came back from like work or something. But if they're wearing some kind of like ratty ass Converse, like dirty ass,
okay,
like it's just like
the ones they've been out partying in.
Yeah, like what all the frat guys would wear. Okay. I'm like,
no. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, just look nice. Maybe has a dog. It knows how to take care of something.
A pet owner.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Knows how to keep something alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a big one, especially if that's gonna be your husband that you're gonna start a family with. Yeah, and be able to keep their pet. What if it's like a goldfish?
No.
But what if he's like kept it alive for like a year? That's like living to 100 as a human, as a
Well,
goldfish.
yeah, like if you really like fishes,
Like fishes.
if you like fishes,
Clean the tank. Keep it
yeah, like
nice
you
and
clean
tight.
the tank, you
Okay.
do all that stuff. Like if this person has like an aquarium, like a big size tank with some
I'm talking like a 60
different kind of fish
some
and
exotic shit in there.
yeah,
Like a stingray.
and
Get a
it's
nice
clean.
60-gallon tank with a fucking stingray in there. Sign me up.
A nice fucking hammerhead.
All right.
And it's clean.
Boys, if you're out there and you're looking for someone similar to Katie, which she's a great prospect, I can say personally. Have good work ethic. Keep your fish alive. Don't wear ratty Converse. And clean your toilet. And you're fucking good
And
to
have
go.
a doormat.
Yeah, there's no reason for y'all to be single out there if you're looking. Those are easy requirements.
Easy.
Check those boxes, no problem.
Yeah. And have a conversation like that's like actually you can converse. Is that the word?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can navigate a conversation.
Yeah, like
Okay.
nothing's fun about just like sitting there and just being like,
Just looking
so
around.
how was work?
Yeah, that's always even with strangers, I try my best not to have that like quiet kind of space in the conversation. Like it's even after like the small talk, because that's like the easy like little softballs you throw, like how you doing, what do you do for work, or where are you from, da, da, da. You know, just the baseline outline of a conversation. But if you're able to like be like a well-rounded human or versed human that can kind of just dive or like riff and laugh about anything and have a good sense of humor, I think that goes a long way, especially if you are a single guy and you're not like super confident. A lot of, I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's safe to say a lot of women just, if you can make them laugh and kind of get their guard down a little bit and just kind of open up and have like a fluid conversation, I think that goes a long way for them, and it shows you as a person as well. So, yeah.
And that's that.
And there you go, boys. You're welcome.
That is it, and that is all.
That is it, and that is all.
All right.
All right. Well, you got the next topic, so please do unfold what you got for us.
Oh. Do you want to talk about the things that we posted? Or do you want me to do mine and then you do it and then we do it?
Well, you can do your topic, and then we'll get into the community post. And again, if you did participate in that, we are greatly appreciative of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll dive into that after Katie's topic.
So I've been liking or trying to get into books, and the only way I really have time for books is when I'm at work and I'm doing just like mindless things, so I can like put in my headphone and I can listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally finished my first book, and I said, I finished it. I read my first book, and Dakota's like, you mean you listened to it? And I was like, yeah, I listened to it, but it was a book.
Yeah. Well, so what, Kate, some context behind.
Okay, but hold on. What is the difference? What's the difference? Like, is there a benefit to actually reading it? And is there a different benefit instead of listening to it?
There are, I would say, physically reading a book, there's a lot more benefits as far as just like your brain function, the way your memory on a book, also seeing the words and like understanding. I think like fucking go ahead.
But some people aren't visual learners.
I understand
so,
that. Yeah.
And some people like listen. When they listen to something, they can like process it and like understand it way better.
No, I totally agree. I'm just saying I think as far as a learning, just strictly a learning avenue, if you do practice reading a book, even if that's not your strong suit, but just seeing the words, enunciating the words, like reading, the repetition of reading, I think it's like a slept on skill that like, especially like the newer generations, because it's like
maybe they don't
like people aren't really reading books and you just kind of see everything as short form content, but like actually exercising the brain that way, I think is very beneficial, especially if you're doing public speaking or anything like that.
But I mean, it's still like,
as far as just like a hobby of like, hey, I want to just listen to books and just get that kind of
It
stuff
still
in.
makes my mind like work
Yeah,
because I'm like visualizing like what's going on,
yeah.
and then I'm like invested, and then
Hmm.
like even after I'm done reading it, I'm like, I hope she's okay. Like my heart hurts sometimes.
That's good. See, like I'm the opposite. Like if I'm listening to a book, I know I won't like retain everything that was said, or I'll miss something, especially while I'm doing something, because it won't have my like sole focus. Usually, when I read a book, like I almost like go into kind of what you're saying, like what's that? I can't remember the word. Like a like a fluid state where I'm
Don't
just
ask
like
me.
where I'm just like I'm reading, but I'm picturing what I'm reading, and I almost like just kind of like see the words. Like I'm not like
Mm.
focused on line by line.
See, I
That's how
get.
I develop the story in my head, and it really like I remember it well. But like I know if I were to listen to a book while I was like doing things, like I would miss things.
I
And
think it just depends on the person because when I read a book, I'll like start reading and then I'll be on like the third chapter and I'm like, what happened? And then I'll have to go back to the first chapter and like restart and then it happens again.
see, I used to be like
Like my
that.
mind just like gets like
Yeah.
bored.
See, that's the thing about training, like to read a book. 'Cause I used to be like that too. Like, I've had my endeavors on reading. I've read a couple of books the last year, but when I was younger, I used to like reading too, but I would do that where I would like be reading. I would read like half a page, my mind would just drift to something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd have to reread. But as you practice it, then you're able to like engage into it, and like I don't know, just like getting better at anything really. You just get better at reading and staying focused and developing that story in your head as you're seeing it.
Maybe
So
that's why a lot of people think that they have ADD and ADHD now
yeah,
because they don't practice their brain enough. They
no,
don't.
definitely
They
not.
don't like. I remember in school, the teachers used to make us read like so many fucking books.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like or like when you were in like you probably weren't in it. Like AP classes and they make you read a book over the summer.
fair enough. I was not in AP classes.
I was in all AP classes, by the way.
Okay.
Pretty smart around here.
Pretty smart around
Pretty
here.
smart.
Okay.
Pretty smart.
Little subtle flex right there. Shout out to all the AP folks.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like ADHD and all that stuff is, I mean, probably more rampant than it is now. Just like kind of as I was saying earlier, like social media and short form content is just like that. It's just that immediate hit of like dopamine, and you're on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So like your retention rate and retention ability to like stay focused on something and engaged and like is harder and harder, especially like long form content. I don't know which is interesting because I think like podcasts are like long form content and you have to be engaged and really listen to everything. So if you are doing that right now, thank you. But I think our age,
You just do like subtle shout outs. Anyways, thank you for
no, well, I mean, we do appreciate it. But like our age generation, like older, I think are why podcasts are so successful because like they have that foundation of like being able to like stay engaged in something that's longer than fucking 15 seconds,
Yeah.
because that wasn't around when we were younger and our brains weren't conditioned that way.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So we just went dove into some like medical class for y'all. So if you were curious about that breakdown, there you go.
So I think that's why the Kindle is on my Christmas list is because I want to like also like go back and forth. Like I'm gonna listen to this book, but I want to read this book.
Okay.
It's just like a balance because like I don't have a lot of time to do that. Dakota makes me sit here
Makes you sit
every
here.
Wednesday. You don't see this right now, but he has a fucking chain on my foot.
What?
And I am chained to this chair.
You're saying too much. No, you love this. You love everything we do. But no, but just the last point on this, and I promise we'll move on. But the sales lady that I worked with at Pulte, she loves to read, but she listens to all of her books too. But she's like a huge book nerd.
I hope you gave her just as much shit as you're giving me right now. And also, if I hear you talk about another girl one more time in front of me,
Okay, let's be a grown adult.
canceled.
Canceled. You're canceling me inside our own house?
Canceling you.
Okay, fair enough. No, but anyways, no, because you're getting into that too. So like for some people, it's more beneficiary to them because that's how you listen to books way better than sitting and reading them. But a prime example is the girl I used to work with. She reads like a ton of books. Like she's a book nerd, but she listens to all of them. She like falls asleep with them in. Like that's how she listens to all her books. So I could see that working for you as well. That's all I was saying.
Do you want to date her too?
Please. Anyway, so we are going to get into the community poll. Once again, if you did participate, we greatly appreciate it. If you're listening to this and you don't follow us on Instagram at everything Unger the Sun, please follow along so you can participate in future community posts. We talk about them in every episode, every week. And this week, Katie had an idea.
Our Instagram is the Ungers.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. The Ungers. Anyways.
Ungers.
Keep it nice and simple for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you do stumble upon this, you're not following, please do if you want to participate in future episodes.
It's fun.
It is fun. It's a good time. It's good community engagement.
Yeah.
So Katie had an idea, we've talked about this a couple of times, was to ask all y'all what y'all's like love languages, your significant other's love language, and like how often y'all actually think you use them in your relationship or implement those things. And majority vote, y'all had acts of service and affirmation were the two love languages. Your significant others were affirmation and physical touch. And how often people said sometimes. Now we use like hardly ever, sometimes, actually like quite a bit. So kind of right in the middle of the pack, which
Always.
I think is, which is, I feel like the most accurate, realistic thing. Like you're not always using your love languages, but also if you're not ever using them, that kind of maybe, if that's something you believe in or think it is, your significant partner actually does enjoy those things, you should. So I think sometimes right in the middle is accurate for most folks.
Yeah.
But I forgot what like affirmation even means as far as your love language.
Like words of affirmations?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You just brought it down. Just affirmation. She was reading out to me. She was just said affirmation. So
Well, affirmations are like people are usually, that's what that means.
speaking.
Yeah.
An affirmation.
Yeah.
There you go. That's mine as well. Words of affirmation, which if I was voting on that poll, it'd be hardly ever. Katie, the reason Katie doesn't compliment me on basically anything is because she thinks it's going to go straight to my head. And
No,
like,
that's not true.
oh, so you just joke about that all the time?
No, I do. No, I say you need balance. For sure. Every guy needs a balance. They can't let everything just go to their head. And every person, actually. You start complimenting me too much, I'm fucking up there. I'm on top of the world. No one can fuck with me.
Like build you up to knock you down. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair play then, I guess.
No, and I've told you this before, but like I don't know why. And I told it's a personal thing as to why I do not compliment or I have a hard time complimenting people. But you know I do. I do when I do it, he says, okay, whatever. All right. And I'm like, okay, then fucking won't do it anymore. Okay. Like, if that's how you're going to respond to me every time. And it's like, you knew that was a struggle for me to say. And that's how you respond.
It was a struggle for you to say. It was hard for me to compliment you on a specific thing.
That's not what I'm saying. I say it's hard for me to say a compliment in general because it feels weird to me.
Oh.
Because,
okay.
Like, I don't know why. But, like, that doesn't mean that it's, like, it feels wrong to say it to you. Like, I still believe everything that I'm saying to you and the compliments I'm giving to you. Okay. But it's just me as a person. It feels weird for me saying it.
Okay.
Because I don't think people, like, not a lot of people compliment each other. Not a lot of people do that in general. And so I don't know why. I just feel weird. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like it's a personal thing, and I try to be better about it. And
yeah. I don't know.
And you're not good at it. I give you words of affirmations, and he's not good at accepting it. So it needs to go both ways. Yeah. Like, you need to learn how to accept the affirmations if that's your love language.
So I'll kind of give you where I'm at regarding both sides of that spectrum, because I think because that's my love language, I do frequently give out compliments and
Yeah.
or even small gestures to people. And I don't know if that's also just Southern hospitality, being a Texas boy my whole life or whatever. But I
You
mean,
ain't no Texas boy.
what in the hell are you talking
You,
about? I'll fucking yeet
if
all over this damn
anything,
place.
you grew up on the east side of Austin or something.
Well, was born and raised in Texas my whole life, so I am a Texas boy.
Yeah, but I don't.
Sorry, I wasn't a ranch hand out here doing
Yeah, you ain't no
barrel
ranch
racing like
hand.
you and all that stuff. I've actually never been on a horse, which is yeah. I need to pony up and get on that thing, get a little rider.
Get on Teddy.
Get on Teddy.
Get on Teddy.
Which is her mother's miniature horse.
Yeah, he's so cute.
He's so cute, but he has a temper. So I will not get on Teddy. No, but anyways, so I do give out frequent compliments to strangers, people all the time that do subtle things. I always open the door for people at stores and stuff like that.
Is that a
thank
compliment?
you. It's like just like well, not a compliment, but it's like just that gesture of I'm
We're
comfortable.
talking about words of affirmations.
I know, but I'm saying I think that's why that's my love language, because I express a lot of gratitude, or I do compliment. If someone does a good job,
But is that how you feel loved?
yeah, I think that's why that's my words of or affirmation.
So you feel
language.
loved by words of affirmation,
Yes.
and then you express your love by giving words of affirmation too.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
it
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah. I do express my love that way
Yeah.
too. But I think I am that way because me as just a person, I'll always give people compliments, especially if they do like a good job or something at work. I'm usually the first person like, "Hey, good job, man," or like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
you're
appreciate
really
your
good at
help,"
that.
or what. Like,
Mhm.
no matter what, like I just because like for me, if someone does that to me, like it's basically just like the pat on the back, like attaboy kid, like that just gets my spirit up. That's like all I need personally to just keep motivated or whatever in like the workforce or whatever. So I give that out as well because I think that is
But you're
what fills
not.
my
But you're
cup.
not good at accepting.
Yeah, because I'm also, but that's what I was saying. I'm also just like, but I also just try and stay humble and like ground level. So like, I don't want like when someone says something to me or like, I don't want to let that get to my head. I don't want it to be like, or like small victories should be like I did something like gallant thing or something. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like, for me, that's like as expected. Like this is how you should perform. Like me personally, like that's my expectation, like my lowest standard. So when someone compliments me on doing something well, I'm like, thank you, but I'm just keeping it moving. You know, this is what you're gonna get from me all the time.
Yeah.
So that's my balance between
Unless
all
it's
that.
me complimenting him and then he's like, okay, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, and I should.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
All right.
it's just I don't know.
That's
It's
him all the time.
yeah, it's just because it's one, it's so rare, but also I do have that humble mentality too. So I'm like in between, but
So
I
if
should
it-
be
but
more. I
if
should be
you-
more accepting. Of
Yeah,
when you do give me
because
compliments.
you know that I do it so rarely that it must be a like you got to be like
It must be
"Damn,
genuine.
She is really
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, you look good.
Um,
and you're like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, fine. I can only water your flower if you want to bloom. What does it say? What do I say to you?
that's what you say. You're like, I can only
I say I can
water your flowers so much or whatever.
Yeah,
it's on
I
you
tell
to grow.
him all the time. Yeah, it's on him to want to accept the water. I said, I'm gonna water your plant, but it's on you to accept it. And if you want to use it or not.
There you go, fellas. If your woman's watering your plant, it's on you to accept it. If you want to grow.
It is.
There
I
you
can
go.
only say so much to you, and it's on you at that point for wanting you yourself to
Okay.
accept it and grow.
Fair
And I
enough.
say that to him every time, and that's how he reacts. He laughs.
And this is how he fucking reacts.
That's how he treats
Laughs
it.
in my face. Anyways, that was enough about my words of affirmation, my love language.
I like to talk about love languages. I think it's really important.
Do you?
I do. I think it's really important. I tell you all the time.
Yeah, you do. And
I say my love language is quality time.
yeah, it is.
And me and Dakota always discuss like what that means because his definition and my definition are a little bit different. But it's okay. We're working through it. And
It's a smidge different. It's not quite what I want it to be. But
we're getting there.
yeah, I'm getting
But
there.
yeah, no, I think it's important. I mean, if that's how you feel loved by your partner,
Mm-hmm.
then like
You should water the flower.
I want him to water my flower because I want to fucking feel good. You know?
I can water your flower and make you feel good.
I feel good.
I want to fucking feel good, man. No, it is important. And like, when I was definitely younger and didn't really like fucking care about all that shit, love and all that shit. But now I've gotten older and we have talked about it. And I don't know if it is relevant in y'all's relationship, but I guess it is paramount in ours as well. But the more we do talk about it, the more I do realize and kind of self-discover that like the words affirmation, kind of how I am as a human in day-to-day life, it all kind of correlates. So even if you're not big into it, if maybe you dive into it, it might uncover some things that you might, how you respond to certain situations, how you react to certain things.
Like, why is this upsetting me that he's going to go do this, you know?
Right. So it can be beneficial avenues if you're willing to walk along.
It's kind of like the zodiac thing. You can just throw it out there if you're dating somebody and be like, so what's your love language? And it'll get a girl going. Just like the zodiac. You're like, so what are you, a Virgo?
Oh, see that shit. See that shit.
I hate that shit.
I think that
much.
Shit's corny as hell.
It is.
But then when people like that are,
I knew you were
yeah.
a
But
Virgo.
then when people like talk to me that are like versed in that knowledge or whatever, they're like, you seem like an Aquarius. You're just like so Aquarius. And I'm like, I don't know if that's just a blanket statement or
when my boss, my boss's boss, he would walk houses with us and he was telling us about his birthday party and his birthday. And he was just like, yeah, my birthday's this weekend. I said, oh, you're a Leo? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I knew it.
You screamed Leo when I saw you.
Knew something was up.
Oh my god.
It was just funny. He's like, what does that mean? I said, you're Leo. That's what that means.
It's just you.
It's just you.
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I just think it's funny. I like to throw it out there, even though I have like no idea. Like, I only really know about a Virgo, and that's it.
That's all that matters.
That's all that really matters around here.
So
but that's it.
So I think we aligned with most of the people, our community that voted and participated. We use it sometimes, and we are pretty keen on what each one of them is. And also words of affirmation was the most voted one, and that's mine as well. So,
and physical touch.
A
lady likes to be touched for sure.
Yeah, and I think that kind of goes hand in hand.
And a man too.
Goes hand in.
Except I'm always trying to touch and rub and feel on Dakota, and you're like,
what? That's what I'm doing?
Get off. What are you doing?
No, because a lot of times we'll be like chilling on the couch, like at the end of the day when we finally have some downtime.
I love a neck. I don't know why. I just love to grab them.
It's because you have such little hands, and it's like the first thing you go after. It's like,
I do it to you. I literally do it to all my friends. I do it to my mom. She's got a nice small neck.
You're like, just fucking come here, bud.
Louisiana Taylor. Oh, she's got a nice small neck too. When I
get
do
those
it
little
to her.
fucking fingers around him.
Yeah, and she's always like.
Yeah, but Katie has small fingers and a tiny hand, but they are so strong.
They are strong.
They are so strong.
Yeah,
but
nice and thick.
That's like the only strength in your upper body.
It is.
I don't know if you've ever seen that episode. Was it from Friends when they're moving the furniture and he's like, pivot. Dude, me and Katie moving to apartments. It was just me and her moving furniture, so you can imagine.
Oh, into our first apartment,
dude.
It was just us two. We didn't know anybody.
And like the thing, and like, she's not much of a help because her upper body literally has zero strength. But when she laughs or giggles, she like turns into liquid. She's like, oh, like, and
my body just like falls.
So
my arms get weak.
So we're like moving up like 3 flights of stairs, carrying a couch, and like doing all this shit, and it sucks. So usually when situations suck, I always joke around, or we joke around and try to have some fun. So I'm making her laugh while I'm carrying a fucking couch, and she's like about to drop it on me. She's like, I can't. I just have no strength.
Dakota,
I'm like, do not drop our dresser down the second flight of stairs, please. So it was an adventure and a half, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways.
Yeah, cool.
So again, thank you for participating. We will do another one next week, as always. And with all that being said, my next topic is So I saw this trend is a little bit older-ish, but it's still relevant, and I'm just curious to
You're so
know.
trendy.
So fucking trendy.
So trendy.
Anyways, have you heard the phrase ick?
Mm-hmm.
What's my ick?
Your ick?
Yeah, what is it? The one thing that makes you
Well, now I can't really think of one. Don't put a girl on the
your boy's flawless. Apparently.
the hot seat on the spot. That's what it is.
Your boy's got it. I mean, I'm a well-rounded human being. Okay, I'll start reeling that back a little bit.
I don't know. Next time give that question to me like a week in advance, and I'll just write mine.
You'll bring out
as I'm going through the day. I'll
bring
just
out a whole fucking notebook. You're like, all right, so this is what I got. This one happened yesterday, of course. Okay. Well, I do have a backup question because that one was last minute. I was just thinking about things as we wrote them down on our little note cards here, but I was just curious what it was if you had one. But
I'll have one tomorrow. I'll probably have one by tonight after we get.
We're just laying in bed. She's like, "I got one."
There it is.
Keeps me up for an hour. So, what are your thoughts on married men playing video games? What was your general like just feeling about it? Is it
married men or just like men in general?
Well,
like,
I guess it wouldn't really matter if it's a single guy in his own house. I mean,
yeah, but what if if they're dating? Well, no. So I guess my question is how it affects me or the women in the household. Is that what you're asking?
How is it oppressing women in the household? No, just like what are just your feelings about it? Just your feelings. Just tell how you feel about it.
Well,
you have to grandstand on some polarizing opinion.
Before we had kids, I would say that it was a little bit more like frequent, and Dakota would play way more often.
Well, yeah, we had a lot more downtime.
Well, yeah, and so that's when it was like more irritating than not, because that's what he'd always want to do. And now that we have kids, like it has gone down a lot. So I don't think I am bothered by it as often. But like it doesn't bother me, but like if I want to just like sit and like hang out with you on the couch, quality time, and you're like, why? I want to play my game. Why?
I sound like a college slut.
When in my mind, I'm like, because I want to hang out with you.
I want to have quality time.
I want to have quality time with you.
I want to express my love language.
This game just came out. Why?
Well, release nights are non-negotiable. The new game comes out I've been waiting for a year. Then it's like, all right, let me have a couple hours this night to just have some fun.
Well, I just think it's important for the balance.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's just have some balance.
Yeah, definitely. If you're fucking hopping on any time you get free time or whatever, then it's like that's a little much. But I mean, I might play a couple times a week, if that really. 'Cause I work Monday through Saturday, so it's like a lot of the times we're either hanging out, and I mean, recently Katie got into watching football with me since like last year, which has been nice. So like a lot of the times we'll be hanging out. No, I'll say last year you probably really got into
Charleston. That's when I really got into it.
Okay, yeah. When I mean got into it, one day we were watching the Cowboys game. They scored a touchdown, and she like got on the couch, just like screaming touchdown, like fucking threw her shirt off and started just fucking
slapping my titties around.
Yeah. No, but I was like, oh damn, she's actually enjoying it. So that's been fun.
I had a chest bump Dakota too.
Yeah, but so like Mondays, Thursday nights, like we usually watch the football game together and hang out.
Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Friday, there's no games on Friday.
There's some college games on Friday.
I have not all football season. I haven't sat down and watched the college game.
Good, just because he works. So usually,
I have to get up on Saturday.
Yeah, and then Sundays.
Yeah, and then Sunday night football. So
you said I have to get up on Saturdays in the morning.
Yeah.
Like this game that's releasing when? Tomorrow night at 11:59?
I think it comes out tonight, actually. Or tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, you said Friday.
Thursday, the 10th. So the 9th, which is tomorrow.
Yeah. Thursday.
Yes. Which is a conflict of interest because Thursday night football's on.
And you're going to have to stay up.
Real late.
Really? Because you
real late
said,
to the witching hour.
even though you just said that you don't watch football on Fridays because you have to get up on Saturday mornings.
Like I said, there's certain nights, certain times of the year, premiere nights, right?
All I know is that if he's still up at 3 a.m. and I wake up randomly, I am heated.
Wake up randomly. I swear there's like an internal clock. Because there would be sometimes, like, for instance, a game that I wanted to play comes out. And, like, the only time I really play is at night, obviously. So I'll, like, I'm really enjoying it. So I'll stay up and, like, literally forget about time. And it'll be, like, almost every hour and a half after 11, she'll get up. And I'll just see, like, a fucking silhouette in the kitchen, like a scary movie. And she's just like, really? You're still up? And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't have been a little bit. And you, like, go back to sleep. And then, like, on the dot almost, an hour and a half later, it's just like, really? You're still up?
It's literally an internal clock. I'll wake up and my body is already hot because I know that I'm going to be, like, heated. I don't know why. I wake up and I'm like,
there's no reason to be upset. I'm just trying to enjoy myself for a little bit.
I do have to be upset because you're the one that comes in and then you go to sleep and then it's a fucking, like, trying to pull you out of bed and wake up in the mornings after you stay up that late and assist with the girls, and you're just, like, dragging, and you're like, and then you're in a pissed off mood because you stayed up so late. That's what I have to deal with.
Risk reward.
It's all risk and it's all fucking on me every day.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got for us?
I have a question, and I told you it the other night. If you could change one thing about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Oh shit, we're definitely gonna go over time. No, I'm just kidding. And you did mention this to me the other night, and to be honest, I wouldn't change anything. I did have a rough childhood. We grew up, like most folks, very poor, moved around all the time. Was never really sure what was going on. Didn't do a whole lot. But I think that kind of made me who I am. Like that kind of humble, kind of just grounded human that's very grateful and appreciative of people and grateful for things.
Not one thing? You wouldn't,
no, I mean, to be honest, because I was thinking about this too, and I was like, because I never went to like Six Flags, SeaWorld, Disney, like never went. We never left Texas. My first time ever getting on a plane was early, and leaving Texas was going the day I went to boot camp in the Navy. But I was like, oh, it'd be cool to go if I got a chance to, as a young lad, to experience all those like roller coaster rides and shit. But then I was like, it's gonna be cool because when we take the girls to do that, it'll also be my first time. So I'll be like, fucking. So it's like kids out of the way.
I'll have 3 kids with me.
Exactly. I get my middle.
Dakota's running through the crowd. Ooh, bitch.
Oh, Mickey Mouse ears on. Yeah. So I was thinking about
like, that. Not even like just like one like casual thing, like maybe just you like. No,
not. I mean, really not. Because I was like, I mean, even though we had a lot of issues and it was hard times and all that shit, whatever, but I also had great parents that were like very supportive. Like they, even though we hardly had any money they would make would go to like me and my sisters and like activities and sports. So like they always gave us everything they had. And now that I'm older, I can obviously see that now. I was like looking back, and I'm really appreciative of it because I'm also who I am today, and that like sense of discipline from playing sports and being in martial arts and all that. I think it all correlated well in my core structure of a human. And I don't think I'd be that way, or I'd be a little softer or not. I don't know. I feel like I have a good ability to adapt in like tough times and hard situations and kind of be able to see the end of it and work through it. Is a good capacity of mine. And I don't think I would have had that if I was, like I said, had more opportunities or whatever. Who knows? But I'm glad I have that because I think it's a very important element to have as a human, especially as, a father and a husband. So I don't know. I was like you said, you did ask me that the other night, and I was kind of thinking about a couple things. And as soon as it's something I thought I would want to change came to mind, I would like sit on it for a little bit, and I'd be like, eh. And I had an interesting life, like did a lot of wild shit, saw a lot of wild shit. But like I said, also kept me humbled and very grounded. and learned. I learned a lot as a young man, saw a lot as a young man, and I think it was good. I think it worked out for the best, to be honest. Look at you.
Not necessarily
Look at
like
me.
good.
What
Not
is-
all of it was good that you saw.
yeah, but I think it's good in the sense that, like, I don't know. You can cut it up in a bunch of different ways, but also partied when I was young, saw crazy shit, but it also, like, it when as I got older, I like kind of already did certain things, and like I didn't have that like craving for it, or where that when you get to those certain kind of ages, that where it can become an issue if you really lean into it, and God knows where life would end up. Like, I don't know. So that's kind of how I look at it. That was already like calloused. So like I didn't like waver, like it was hard to waver me or get me off a path. I was always like very disciplined.
Yeah.
So
So thank goodness it happened to you at 6 years old.
I don't know. But I like I said, I like the way that my core human is. And I think it's because the way I was raised and brought up and all that. So mom and dad, appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know. And also, like, when I do experience all these things as I'm older in life, a lot of the things I do are like first time things.
Yeah.
So it's like a genuine experience for me, which is nice. So
Yeah.
at that sense, like I said, I'm very grateful. So when I do things, I'm like, that was fucking awesome.
Unless you take him to Turks and Caicos and he's like, it's all right. I wouldn't go back though. Like, and me and my family are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That was like the best place we've been because like,
No, it was
all right.
no, it was cool. It was, but it's like
It was our favorite place.
It was like a beach vacation with family, so it was really cool. It was. The water was fucking awesome. The only thing that sucked is because I have sweet blood.
You're gonna get that everywhere though.
Yeah, but I got killed by the what the hell are they called? Nasimis or no semies? What the fuck? What
Yeah, they're like no scenes.
something
No
like
scenes.
that.
They're like invisible mosquitoes.
yeah, but I was, oh my god, I was getting killed out there.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of sucked. At the same time, like we'd be relaxing at the Airbnb by the pool or out on the water, and I would just be getting just
They only really came out at night though.
yeah, but they would just hound me.
They only come out at night.
They would hound me. I would get like
Yeah, they
50
would.
new bites a day.
We loved having Dakota around when
Yeah.
it's like that kind
I'm
of
basically-
weather outside. He like tracks all the bugs.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we're
like
just over here
the
chilling.
light lamp that's like bugs are just like me. Because Katie will be right next to me. She won't get bit, like she'll get maybe bit like once. That dude just like, he took the wrong exit and ended up on you. He was like, oh fuck, gotta get back head to me. So
They're like, no, not that way.
he's almost bone dry. Get your last bit in. Yeah. So, anyways, I know it was a long-winded answer, but yeah, I'm happy who I am. I'm glad the way I was raised. So
Yeah, I think you turned out all right.
yeah, not half bad. Depends how you look at the glass.
You're pretty good.
Getting by. Anyways, what about you?
I wouldn't change anything.
Really? You're gonna do that?
Oh, you're not allowed to change anything about your
Copycat.
childhood, but I have to.
Trying to think of something.
Huh?
Trying to think of something.
Should I think of something?
I mean, you asked me. You're like, not even something little. Like, what would you say? Anything?
The way I was raised. So the way I was raised.
So the way I was raised.
I liked the way I was raised.
You wouldn't change anything. So you brought this question
No.
with no ammunition.
Why do I have to freaking?
Oh, you thought I was gonna change up all my shit, huh? You were like, yeah, this dude's fucking. He's what? You wish he had fucking
I did
rich
not.
ass parents.
No, I didn't. No,
Just kidding.
I was just saying, like, I didn't know there's gonna be like one thing. The way I was raised. I would have liked to change the way maybe. I feel like I didn't see a lot of like. I'm trying to word it. My parents like, because my mom's very emotional. Like she's a very emotional person. But for some reason, I feel like I'm very like, just like tough on the, like, I'm just like, whatever about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Do you agree or no?
I mean,
I think just more recently I started getting like very emotional.
yeah. I think it also comes from having kids because
Yeah.
before we had kids, I was like fucking soulless almost. No emotion whatsoever. Like to get emotions out of me, you had to like, I mean, it had to be some crazy shit. But um, as we've had kids, like I'll fucking cry at a goddamn Disney movie, dude. I'll fucking start tearing up. That shit will fucking pull at your heartstrings a little bit. But no, I would say I mean, it's a small sample size. I only know so many women and have gotten to know them deep enough to know their inner workings. But I think I think you're like a very strong woman in the sense that like I think you, what's it called? You internalize things well. I think you have a keen ability to like understand the way you feel. You're able to like internalize it and like digest it and kind of work your way through it and figure out what that was before you like, or a lot of people, they'll feel a certain way and they have like a knee jerk reaction. They'll just like let you have it. You know, they're like, I feel this way right now. And it's like, I think you have a good ability of like sitting on something and kind of like rifling through it and figuring out what triggered that or like where, like why were you upset like that in the moment and can have like a retrospect on it.
Yeah.
I think you have a good ability of doing that. So then when I do see you get to a point where, you know, you're upset or you feel a certain type of way, I know that's something that's really been bothering you either for a while or it's like has some kind of impact on you. So I think you're a strong woman, but you also have a good internal understanding of your emotions.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, good, I guess.
I'm just very blunt.
That too.
With things.
Yeah, you kind of just fucking shoot it straight. Like I said, that also comes from having a good filter though. Like kind of a social filter, you know?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to fucking fluff everything or work around things. Like if you see something a certain way and you know you feel that way about it and you can kind of also see through someone else's shit and you just stop it there. That's a good ability to have. I'm
on to you.
Yeah, so we've gathered Katie's resting bitch face that I brought up in episode 1. Her shit list where she shits on everyone and she's extremely blunt. So
I'm a good person.
You're fucking sharp edged.
Who wants to be my friend?
Who wants to be my friend? Link down in the comment if you want to, list off in the comments if you want to be Katie's friend. She could use a couple. So just fucking cuts them at the knees. You ain't it. You ain't it.
And that's that.
And that's that. That's that, folks. Do you have anything else?
No.
That was it?
That was it.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Everything Under the Sun. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some of your precious time with us. Really appreciate it. Also, do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you think someone might enjoy this content, please do share it with them. We're trying to grow this thing as big as possible because we genuinely enjoy doing it and spending time with y'all. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.